Relationships. As a direct support professional, I will assist the people I support to develop and maintain relationships. As a direct support professional, I'm going to advocate with the people I support when they do not have opportunities to build and maintain relationships. I'm going to recognize the importance of maintaining reciprocal relationships and proactively facilitate relationships between the people I support, their family, and their friends. As a direct support professional, I'm going to assure that people have the opportunity to make informed choices in safely expressing their sexuality. As a direct support professional, I'm going to separate my personal beliefs, my expectations regarding relationships, including sexual relationships, from those of the people I support based on their personal preferences. And if I'm unable to separate my own beliefs and my preferences in a given situation, I'm going to remove myself from that situation and seek the assistance of a qualified coworker or supervisor. Sexuality in our society is taboo. We're not that open about sexuality. When it comes to what we do as direct support professionals in supporting people and their sexual behavior and their sexuality and their sexual expressions and their identity, it can be a very, very difficult place for direct support professionals to work that intersection. One thing that can be very helpful for direct support professionals when it comes to the sexuality component of supporting somebody is to seek advice. Whether it's clinical advice, whether it's certainly getting the information from the person you're supporting about what their preferences are, what they would like to explore, what they would like to experience. That can certainly help them develop their sexual identity. And direct support professionals have a very important role in that piece of a person's life. It's an important piece that has been too often either neglected, avoided, or in fact, tamped down. I'm going to refrain from expressing negative views, harsh judgments, and stereotyping of people close to those I support. We know through research, through scientific research, people with developmental and intellectual disabilities can be very lonely. And we also know the instances of exploitation of people with intellectual and developmental disabilities is very common, sadly. When we look at the notion of supporting people to develop and maintain relationships, it's critical because one thing that can actually protect people in community-based settings is having a network of people in your life that are beyond your paid staff, but people that you can depend on as friends, as neighbors, so that as a person living with an intellectual or developmental disability, having those relationships is more than just having a friend. Having relationships is critical to your personal safety at times. So relationships is a lot more than just having a girlfriend, boyfriend, romantic partner, buddy. There's many manifestations of it, the importance of relationships. In this scene, Craig is using social media to find new friends, including a new girlfriend. Take a look.
Look, I've got a new FaceSpace page.
FaceSpace? Oh, Craig, do you think that's a good idea? I know you love your computer, but I don't know about FaceSpace. It could lead to a lot of trouble.
Nah, it's fine. My cousin Judy set it up for me. She's one of my friends. Look, there she is.
That all looks like nonsense to me. I can't even understand it. I know my older boy has a page, but I'm not gonna let my other two until they leave home. That stuff just opens the door to trouble. I hope you know what you're doing, Craig.
You're being silly. It's fun. Look, I have over 400 friends and even a new girlfriend.
In that scene, Craig and his direct support professional were exploring what Craig discovered, which is this social media outlet called FaceSpace, where Craig was very interested in how that could help him find relationships. and up to and even including a romantic relationship. The direct support professional, you could see that she was very concerned about the impact that social media can have on Craig, in that she knew, you could tell she knew, she was worried about exploitation, worried about how social media sometimes can be a place where people can be exploited and all that kind of bad stuff. I think in this scene, where the direct support professional could have gone a little bit farther, is encourage Craig to find in-person types of outlets to meet people. And that is all about relationships, meeting people. It's fine on social media for certain aspects, but human beings need human contact and human relationships beyond social media. For a personal perspective on relationships, let's hear from parent and former direct support professional Janet Wilson.
When my son was in school, when you're in a what they call like a resource program, basically the kids with disabilities, and they move you from class to class, you're always with the same kids. There's no, even though they say they're integrated, they don't. So John got to know these kids really well, and he would write stories at home about, him and his friends doing stuff. So I always wondered, after John left school, did he miss his friends? And just by chance, one day, I saw one of his friends' mom in the store, and we agreed to have lunch. And we went out to lunch, and my friend Liz was like, hey, you need to bring John, and we need to take him bowling with Adam, and Adam's in the Special Olympics, and we need to do this, and you need to get involved with this group I'm with. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is great. So I go home and talk to John, and I'm like, hey, John, you remember Adam from school? And John's, yeah. And I'm like, well, how about, do you want to go bowling with him? No. And I was like, well, I would still be there with you. I'm like, would you want to do something with somebody else? No. And that was really hard for me to understand, because I'm very social. I'm not like that at all. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm doing damage to this kid by not having his life full of social activities. But in the end, it hit me like a light bulb from the code of ethics. Just because I have that expectation that he has friends like me does not mean that he has to have friends. It's his choice. John prefers his routine, his solitude, and ultimately I have to respect it.